Example 2a, I want to write an equation in the form y equals a cosine of bx with an amplitude of 6 that is also reflected over the x-axis and has a period of 6 pi. So first of all, let's start off with this amplitude. I know amplitude is 6. That's going to go in front of the cosine. So really what we're saying is, hey, we want to write a cosine function that has all of these details. If that amplitude is 6, that's our a value, that's our vertical stretch. But it's also reflected over the x-axis, which means we have to make that 6 negative. We have y equals negative 6 cosine of bx. We're not done yet though, because we have to figure out what this b value has to be. We know the period is 6 pi. And keep in mind that we usually find the period by taking 2 pi divided by that number in front of the x, 2 pi divided by b. In this case, we know the period is 6 pi. So let's plug that in and make an equation that we can then solve. So 6 pi equals 2 pi over b. To solve our equation and to get b by itself, I don't like the fact that b is in the bottom of a fraction, so let's multiply both sides by b. And that gives us 6 pi times b equals 2 pi. And to get b by itself, we'd divide both sides by 6 pi. Divide by 6 pi. So these guys, the 6 and the pi, both cancel out. 2 pi over 6 pi, the pi's cancel out again. And 2 over 6 is 1/3. So that 1/3, again, that's telling us what our b value has to be in our equation. And that's the last step for writing our equation. Y equals negative 6 cosine of 1/3 x. Okay. And if we graphed this, all of those requirements would be true. We have that reflection over the x-axis. We have the amplitude of 6. 2 pi divided by 1/3 gives us that period of 6 pi.